The big news we are tracking at DD India News are the COP28 Presidency released a proposed text of a final climate deal on Wednesday that would, for the first time, push nations to transition away from fossil fuels in energy systems in a just, orderly and equitable manner. This will be done so as to achieve net zero by 2050 in keeping with the science. Country representatives have been called to what the COP28 Presidency hopes is a final meeting later on Wednesday morning, where they could pass the deal and end 2 weeks of tough negotiations that have run a day into overtime. Deals struck at UN climate summits must be passed by consensus, at which point individual countries are responsible for delivering on the agreements through national policies and investments.
At the start of this summit, almost 2 weeks ago, there was a show of unity. The world might be a divided place at the moment, but facing up to the global challenge of climate change requires a global response. And there was early progress, wealthy nations promising money to help deal with the impact of climate change, and a growing number of countries pledging to treble renewable power output by 2030. World leaders and royalty alike all seem to be on the same page.
I have seen across the Commonwealth and beyond countless communities which are unable to withstand repeated shocks, whose lives and livelihoods are laid waste by climate change. Surely real action is required to stem the growing toll of its most vulnerable victims.
But after that, things quickly began to become more challenging. The main argument, whether there's any place for fossil fuels for a world trying to stop global warming. Yes, say the oil-rich nations, we just need better carbon capture technology. No, say many developed nations and scientists, renewables are the only way forward. And developing nations made their voices heard as well, asking for far more financial help if they're expected to decarbonise quickly. Next year's climate summit will be held in Baku in Azerbaijan, but many argue that the world can't wait that long for real progress to be made. Words need to be turned into actions, they argue, and quickly. John Bevir in Dubai, reporting for DD India.